The problem with ChatGPT is that it sometimes makes up references. Even if you ask it to put a URL, you then click on that URL and the page is completely irrelevant. Stanford University have devised a new large language model based on ChatGPT-4 that aims to overcome that problem. Now, interestingly, you can quite easily integrate this through GitHub, and there is a license saying that you can really modify it and use it if you wish. Let's crack to a demo of this. So we're going to create an article. I'm Chris Weatherburn. I'm a doctor in Dundee, Scotland, and I make YouTube videos mainly summarising books. So create an article about Chris Weatherburn and about book summaries by Chris Weatherburn and notable work. Right? The motivation, you have to write something in here. So I am making a YouTube video and doing some research for this. I might turn it into a web post. Alright, so that'll do. Firstly, do you think that Storm even knows who I am? I'm not sure about that. There's a few things that ideally you would find. I've got this website here that I make personal development things. There's my little YouTube video. At this point, I do have a monthly newsletter that you can certainly sign up to. But let's see. So it's still trying to generate an article of some kind. Hopefully it will also find some YouTube videos. It's really to wait and see. Notable work. Well, this is whether it can find publications I've done. I don't know if any of these are actually really notable on the scale of things, but some of them have got a DOI number. So it is browsing things. Look, it's found my Twitter. I presume that's Goodreads. Oh, it's found my book that I made several years ago. It's found my Medium page. This is quite scary, all of these things that it's finding. So this is now writing and drafting. If we click here, you can see the article that it's thinking about. So what inspired you to start writing book summaries, and how do you select which books to summarize? Okay, a profound interest in self-improvement and a desire to share valuable knowledge with others. I think the key thing is you can see that's got a reference there. Apparently I carefully curate books that provide insights. Okay, so they've stolen some things from my internet website, which is absolutely fine. So we can see I typically receive positive feedback from readers. Okay, great. For example, one person found them excellent. Oh, wonderful. Well, that's very flattering. So then it has a bit about what I typically cover. This is really good, by the way. And I don't know if I have garnered recognition for these, but there we go. And it's put up one of the recent ones I've made. What techniques do I employ? This is interesting to hear. I'm not sure I've put anything on my techniques. Okay, so I've put things into different categories. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, non-fiction expert. Okay. They keep mentioning the same one. I've summarized hundreds of books and they've picked out a few. But in summary, the book summaries make complex subjects more approachable. Good, sounds nice, and they've done something here. So here is the summary, and you can click as a PDF so that we can just see what it's got. So yeah, within a few moments it's made something, but hold on a second, this is not correct. And now I suppose this would be divided to the problems with it. So I've showed you how to use it. Noteworthy works include summaries of David Mitchell's Unruly and History of England's Kings and Queens. I'm pretty sure I've never read that, and certainly never summarised it. I must confess I have read One Bit Britney Spears' Woman in Me recently, but I definitely didn't summarise that. It was an audio book through free. So this has taken me, this is the reference, this is a website that is nothing to do with my website. So that is an error. You can see the actual brainstorming bit it's used is correct, but it's now just pulling out anything about book summaries that have got high click-through rate. It says some very flattering things. I'm known for my insightful book summaries. Don't know if I am really. It has mentioned about this career again, which is completely untrue. Oh, I've got a personal philosophy. This would be interesting to read. That literature should be accessible to all. Yeah, I strive to break down barriers to understand complex themes. Yep. Okay, so I encourage a deeper understanding of the world around. What a nice guy I am. So again, it's implying that I've got much more of a reputation than I do. I've got just over 1,000 YouTube subscribers. If you're watching this far, please help that number go up by clicking subscribe, and you could actually watch some of my book summaries that do not include the filter world. So it keeps referencing a site that is nothing to do with me. Oh look, now it has said my work was awarded a Business Book of the Year award, which I've never received this award. This is completely untrue. I suspect the confusion is probably the book that I reviewed may have got an award. So it's taken me to my Goodreads profile, which I've not updated in a while. I am very noteworthy with 1 follower on that. So I can't quite see how I have mentioned anything there that shows that I have won an award. That's an error. Clearly it has mistaken something I'm reviewing for something I've achieved. I have never said that I have won that award. So this is just misunderstood something. During his mother's visits to dying patients, his professional sports career, and 2 decades in a management consultant with multinational corporations. So I think they have got me confused in part with the author of this book here. But let's go on. Promoting relationships. I mean, the thing about it is, it reads so well. If you read that on Wikipedia, which really this was designed for, you would think that I'm some award-winning person. Not yet, because we're reading about the growth mindset. So, I wonder what this reference is. Okay, so this is, again, me reviewing a book on Medium, a thing that I've not been to on ages, but it has just taken it as absolute fact, and it has misunderstood. So, I've gained some criticism. apparently leading to a loss in nuance of understanding key concepts. If I have, it's the first I've heard of. Oh, and it's taken me back to my website, which is excellent, and you can look, for example, on here and see detailed book reviews written or as videos. You'd have thought I was making this video for YouTube, eh? But let's keep going. So the criticism I've not quite seen. I suspect that's of other book summary websites that are much higher impact. Okay. I've apparently had some scrutiny. Again, news to me. No, I think that this is some scrutiny of a book that I have summarized before. So, as I say, it's great. It's at least giving links to things that are relevant. But let's go on a little more and tie this up to a close, as I forgot to press play with the background music. I'll just start that now, hey? Right, so anyway, yeah, it's okay overall. Now, here are the references it's used. So this is something I've written. This one we've just looked at before. This is something that I've never heard of and has nothing to do with me. So I'll get off that bit. Overall, the article's pretty rubbish in that just so much of it is untrue. The 31 devices you must know. It's completely... I'm not involved with that in any way at all. So overall, what we're saying is the article isn't accurate and isn't very good. However, what is good, what is really good, is the brainstorming bit. Because I haven't seen anything here when I've just had a look that is not true. And therefore, you could use that for research and ignore the output and just use the basic fact finder. I think it would be about asking the right questions, like it is in life, and asking you to subscribe would be the question to ask now. So it's a good thing. I would suggest using the brainstorming process and don't believe everything you read on the internet, because something like that is so well written, it's got a few numbers as references. If you read that, you would believe that, or you might not if you're cynical. So I hope that's helped, and I genuinely hope to see you next time. Bye for now.